Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Katie Pavlich, in for Che Gowdy, and it's Sunday night in America. In a surprising turn of events, the judge in Hunter Biden's tax and gun case said she could not accept the plea deal. The president's son's sweetheart deal that would have helped Hunter avoid jail time on a felony gun charge derailed after the judge repeatedly questioned the constitutionality of the agreement. Hunter pleaded not guilty, as federal prosecutors confirm he is still under federal investigation. This all comes after the two IRS whistleblowers testified that politics influenced the DOJ's decisions throughout the Biden investigation. Meanwhile, the trouble does not stop there for Hunter. His former associate, Devin Archer, is expected to sit for closed-door testimony with the House Oversight Committee tomorrow. Former Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe joins me now. I should add also a former acting U.S. attorney from the great state of Texas. Great to see you, Mr. Ratcliffe.
You bet, Katie. Good to be with you.
So it was a big week. We saw something very unusual, in the words of this federal judge, take place. The plea deal completely fell apart, and we're now in this position where it looks like the Department of Justice, under President Joe Biden, colluded, essentially, with Hunter Biden's attorneys to get him this deal, and the judge simply read through it and found some things that she thought were unconstitutional that were also kind of hidden in the wrong places. Why is that?
Well, Katie, a lot of us thought that the judge beforehand would likely reject the plea. A judge is required to look at all of a defendant's conduct. In this case, we all knew that this was unprecedented. But really, at the hearing, we learned something, probably the biggest takeaway, Katie, is that we learned that Joe Biden's DOJ lawyers were, in fact, Hunter Biden's defense team. In a proceeding that is supposed to be adversarial, all of the lawyers were on one side, and all of the lawyers worked to hide from the judge an immunity agreement within the pretrial diversion agreement. And the judge caught him, and that really is where this thing fell apart pretty quickly.
So in terms of Hunter Biden now, I mean, the Justice Department hid this immunity, trying to make it so that he couldn't be prosecuted in the future, but then they panicked a little bit and said that he was now under federal investigation, possibly for violations of FARA, which is the Foreign Agent Registration Act. Do you actually believe that the Justice Department, given that they were on the same team working together to get Hunter the sweetheart deal, are actually investigating him for that?
I think we should all be skeptical of that, Katie. Look, this is probably the most politically corrupt case I've ever seen. I mean, what you're looking at here is where the Department of Justice and the FBI investigators involved in this matter were cutting off lines of inquiry into witnesses or access to witnesses, tipping off witnesses and lawyers about subpoenas, and then ultimately offering a unicorn-type, pretrial diversion that no one had ever heard of, and the judge, called them out on that. So, this, for Attorney General Merrick Garland, for Christopher Wray, for U.S. Attorney Weiss, I mean, they all ought to be absolutely ashamed. This is another huge black eye for the Department of Justice and the FBI, and everyone should be skeptical. But I will tell you this, Katie, Hunter Biden's legal issues and where this goes, I think the more significant issue, and you touched on this, is the political ramifications of this deal falling apart. Look, I think that the Biden Justice Department and the Biden White House expected this deal to go away, and that everyone would be in a position to say, look, justice was served. It was just a misdemeanor, but Republicans, it's time to move on. And now, as you talked about, we have witnesses like Devin Archer coming in. And so you are one witness away, and if reports are accurate, if he gives a firsthand account under oath and says, I was there and Joe Biden was on the phone with Hunter Biden, and Hunter said, the bigwigs at Burisma need our support, and Joe Biden delivered that support weeks later by using $1 billion leverage to fire the prosecutor. We're going to be in an impeachment inquiry faster than Joe Biden can get up the steps of the Air Force One.
Yeah, we know that Joe Biden has been lying about his connections to Hunter Biden's business dealings, and there's all this information coming from different places that is now adding up when there was no connection to them beforehand. I mean, this transcript with the judge is quite telling. And Joe Biden will be in a lot of trouble if these things are corroborated by Devon Archer, who is very close to the Biden family, has photos with Joe Biden. So it's hard to say that you didn't know the guy or you never met him. But I mean, there's admissions from Hunter Biden in court about saying not only did he get money from Chinese entities, but he actually founded a company with a CEO in China who had a Chinese business conglomerate. So that brings up all these questions about the FARA charge that DOJ claims they're investigating. But I want to ask you a question on the technicality of this plea deal now that it's fallen apart. Initially, Hunter Biden accepted this plea deal, was going to put in a guilty plea for these charges. Now he's put in a not guilty plea. Is it standard procedure for a defendant to be able to put in to say they're going to plead guilty, then reject the plea, and then get to do it all over again when we now know their lawyers are working together to get him the best deal instead of prosecuting him to the fullest extent of the law? Is that also abnormal? I mean, he's in pretrial proceedings right now.
Well, everything about this is, it's not normal, and everything about this is abnormal. Look, my understanding from looking at the statistics is the Biden Justice Department has charged over 4,000 what we call controlled user in possession of a firearm cases. Not once has the Biden Justice Department ever offered pretrial diversion to one of those defendants. Hunter Biden would be a 1 in 4,000 unicorn. So everything about this has really been a scam from the start. And so the good thing here, Katie, is it fell apart in public under the scrutiny of a federal judge. And now all of the folks that wanted this to go away so quickly, it's under a spotlight whether they like it or not. And I think that's the best possible chance that we have for the fair and impartial administration of justice that clearly was never intended in this case.
Yeah, this has always been about Joe Biden, and we will certainly be watching as Devon Archer testifies to see what he has to say, and we'll continue to watch it. John Ratcliffe, great to see you. Thank you.
You too. Thanks, Katie.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.